Hello traders, good afternoon Bonganin, welcome. You are most welcome to this afternoon's live session. I was having a little bit of hiccups there, but I think it should be fine now. Can you see my screen and hear me alright? Great, great, great. So we have NAS here, and as you can see, price is currently below the blue line, crossed over, so NAS is more or less coming back to test this area. So as it stands, if it holds below between these two lines, these two moving averages, I'm going to go in for a sell. I'm going to go in for a sell if price holds in between here. Good afternoon, Lindy. Welcome. Looks like most missing out on this trade. I was looking for a green candle, then as the green candle gets taken out, but it looks like this is the only green candle that we can work out with. And also, price is just above the 200 moving average, so on the second thoughts, I'll just hold on a bit to see the best option that it will give us, because it came to test and got hold up by the 200 moving average. So again, we'll see how it fares out here. Let's see US 30. So US 30 pushed up, then came back from the wide states to the blue line. So currently holding on at this level. Hello, good afternoon, traders. Good afternoon, Esther. Welcome. All the way from Nairobi. Welcome. Okay, so this is gold, and it's already moved from the narrow states and to the wide state now. Came back to test, came back to the blue line. So where it is now, I'm not going to take a trade there for reason being I'll rather hold on a little bit to see what happens after this. Let's see what this is telling us on the hourly. Okay, so on the hourly we can see it went into a wide state and then it's coming back for the narrow states. Yeah, so if I want to go in for a sell over here, I'll wait for a proper pullback. Then I will engage in it. But as it stands, this would have been the best area to have gotten into the trade. But now it's in a wide state, so from the wide states we expect price to move back into the narrow states. So this is not an area to looking for sell. The best place is to get it from the narrow states. Let's go back to, so NAS is just holding in between the 50 moving average and the 20 moving average currently, and as it stands it's also above the 200 moving average. So we'll just wait and see the best option it gives us here. If I want to see the broader view on the daily time frame, as we can see, still in the testing mode here. This is the first leg at this high level. This is the second leg. So we'll wait and see what happens. If it gives us anything interesting, we can hop on, but as it is now, we'll just wait to see the options. I will just put in a buy, and then my stop will go here. I'll go in for a buy now. Stop will go here. As price is above 200, it's above 20 moving average as well. As it's a bit on the high, it's taking out the last purple candle here. So I'll go in for a buy. Let's just pull back a little bit. Oops. Now this is quite pulled in. So the best place was as price took out this candle here. I just wait a little bit for a pullback. If it pulls a bit slower, then I'll go in for a buy. So I'm in for a buy now. I'm in for a buy. Stop loss goes here. So take profits goes up here. Let's see this is the next area of concern. So once price walk past here, let's see what's the next area of the next key level that we can pick up. I think the next key level will be 18,150. If we are to hold it for that long, or hold it a little bit more. 18,150, where are you? Somewhere here, 18,150. But let me check the previous high that price got to before it did a pullback. Okay, so currently this is the immediate area of concern. Once price moves above here, this is the next area of concern. It's currently being held under this area. That's 17,968, this level. So this is the next area of concern. So probably if it gets here and then it's not showing any signs of further upward move, we could take some profit out, or we just place our stop loss above our entry to see how that plays out. So these levels that I've put here, this is where price got here previously and then returned. And so yeah. So it kind of have a purple candle at the moment. So I'll just move my stop loss. It's pulling back. I wanted to put my stop loss above my entry, I'll just leave it here, which is coming back. If it takes me out, I'll look for another entry and get in. Yeah. So as I said, once it's able to move past this level, this is the next area to look out for. We have this line, this level as well. Price got here previously and then returned. So okay. So currently this trade is in a it's a risk-free trade now because I've moved my stop loss above my entry. I've moved my stop loss above my entry. So it's looking good at the moment. It's looking good, pushing up. Going to push up my stop loss a little bit up to trail it. Looking good at the moment. So as we know, price is in an uptrend. Price is in an uptrend, so it pulled back to the 200 moving average to test it and pushed up again. So as it was here, it came above the 20 moving average for. So now as it looks like it's pushing up to continue the uptrend, or probably could just go to test these previous highs and decide to either go further up or turn back. So we'll wait and see what happens in this trade. So currently in profits. A little bit concerning with this tail bar left here. So we're just hoping it pushes up above. It's coming down for stop loss, for break-even stops. It's coming almost. And if it takes me out, I'll just look for another entry. There it goes. Yeah, as I said, I was a bit concerned about this wick that was left here. So it's pushing down again. let's see what's happening on US 30. As you can see, US 30 is also in an uptrend, pushed up and pulled back got into the wide states from this narrow state here, pushed up to this wide states, and now it's coming back to the narrow states again. It's coming back to the narrow states again. So as we kind of know what we have to do, so even before the live session comes on, if you see an opportunity, you have to get it. If you see an opportunity, you have to get it. So at this narrow states, where price began this move, we could have gotten in as price took out the last purple candle here. So that is what we always aim to do, or we try to do. So as we do it together here, if you spot an opportunity on your own, you can take it. We are doing this to learn how to fish by ourselves. We want to fish by ourselves. So let's build up the confidence and then do this even by ourselves when we are alone. So yeah, so US 30 is kind of holding in between the 50 moving average and the 20 moving average. So if once we get a setup for the upside, we'll take it. Let's see NAS. So NAS came to do a retest here, and yeah, it pulled me back. Yeah, I was tempted to get in at this point, but it's pushed up a little bit too much. I will get in here. And see what comes up. I know this level is here, that it needs to push up above it if the uptrend is to continue. Let me put my stop loss there. My stop loss is right there. So we'll see how it goes. So I got in based on the fact that this candle happens to have taken out the last purple candle here, but it pulled back, and currently is, as we can see, is taking it out. So just for this reason, that's why I got into it. Price is above the 20 moving average, it's above the 200 moving average. So when price is above the 20, we look out for a buy to the upside, even though it's being held here. So we anticipate if it's able to break above here, we go in for the run to further new highs, or to the previous highs, as I've put these red lines here. So we'll wait and see. We will wait and see what happens. So So all we are doing here is taking trades based on our trading plans. All this trade is based on the trading plan. We are forcing it through the trading plan. As I said, we are not trading our thoughts, we are not trading our feelings, neither are we trading our beliefs. We are trading the plan. We are trading the plan. So we are replacing ourselves with the plan. In that sense, we are not trading our feelings, we are not trading our beliefs, and we are not trading our thoughts. Absolutely. So if the plan says we enter, we enter. If the plan says no go area, we leave the trade. We follow the process. We follow the process. And all we have to do is follow the process. We have to be disciplined to follow the process. So guys, all that I'm saying is we have to be committed to the process, the trading process that we have. We have to be fully committed to the trading process that we have and detach ourselves from any emotional states that we might find ourselves. We are committed to the process rather than being attached emotionally. We want to get rid of those emotions which will not help us, so we follow the process. If we follow the process and the trade goes well, great. If we follow the process and we get a drawdown, great. All we are doing is following the process, and the money will follow with time. The money will follow with time. So what our plan, our trading plan is doing is replacing our thoughts, replacing our feelings, replacing our beliefs, those limiting beliefs that has entrenched itself in us, in our minds. That's why we have to put a plan in place to replace those limiting beliefs. So we are not trading based on our beliefs, we are trading based on what the plan is saying. We are trading based on what the plan is saying. So at each point in time, you ask yourself, are you following the plan or you are trading your beliefs? Are you following the plan or you are trading based on your thoughts? Are you following the plan or you are trading based on your feelings? No. We are trading based on the plan that we have put in place. So currently price seems to be holding up at this level quite a bit. So we don't know what will happen here, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. We were in profit earlier on as price got to this level, but it looks like we're going to get hits. Nope. Whichever way, we'll pick ourselves up and then find another entry. So once you put in your stop loss, it is a risk that you accept before you put in. So if it's making you feel nervous, please reassess your lot size and put in the right lot size that will not cause you to panic, that will not cause you to feel nervous, but stay and then hold yourself together. So it's basically the numbers game. As I've always said, it's not about just one trade. We don't use just one trade to determine our success. It's based on numbers game. So for instance, we take number of trades. By the time a series of trades, so by the time we go through the series of trades, that is where you assess and know whether you are profitable or you are not. So it's a series of 20 trades. So within that series of 20 trades, there might be some drawdowns, there would be wins. So but our strategy we are using, of course, by the end of the 20 trades, if we do things as we're supposed to, follow their plan, we should be up in profits. We should be up in profits than where we started from. So that's why I'm saying we follow the plan. We follow the plan. If you have a question, you can put it in the chats, or if you want me to have a look at another pair, you can put it in the chat as well. So all I'm waiting for is price to give me some room, move higher, and give me some room where I can move my stop loss above my entry. So that is all within the plan. When price moves away from your entry, and you can move your stop loss, move it above to break even. Move it to above your entry to break even. Okay, let's look at Euro USD. Euro USD on the Okay, where are you? Euro USD red lists, yeah. Oh, this is Euro Yen. Euro USD is this one. Euro USD. Okay, let me pull my charts a little bit. There you go, Euro USD. Euro USD. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so this is Euro USD, which happens to be in the narrow states. Narrow states, so we can see it's been traveling quite a lot, right from this USD has been traveling quite a lot from this narrow states. As at around, started this move around 4 a.m. and then it's been traveling all the way up here today to the wide states. To the wide states. To the wide states. So it came back in the narrow states. So over here we'll watch out and see if it wants to continue the upward trend. We take advantage of it. We look for the next setup that it will give us. As we can see now, it looks like it's taking out the last purple candle. Price is above the 20 moving average, just went above the 200, and it's looking to take out. I will go in for a buy here. I'll go in for a buy here. Stop loss right below here. If it doesn't want to go any further, I get taken out at this level. Get taken out at this level, because the reason why I got into this trade is price is in an upward trend. So it came back to the narrow states. In the narrow state, I can see it's taking out this last purple candle here. So as a reason for my entry. But we'll see what happens out of here. Yeah, let's check NAS to see if we can put the stop loss above the entry, or if we still have to wait. So for the take profits, you look for the previous high. These highs could be your first take profits. This could be your first take profits. Or let's see where price has been before. So this could be your first take profits, and then second take profits is the previous high. So for some reason, I would just go for the previous high up there. So that is it. Covered myself. So we'll go back to NAS, see what NAS is doing there. Good afternoon, Christine. Good afternoon, Bav. Welcome once again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 2 minutes. So currently price is just still holding at this level. Currently in profits, but still holding at this level. So we're looking out for price to push further up. Then at least we can move our stop loss above the entry. But nevertheless, if your entry is way below here, if you got into the initial entry and you are still in it, you could just hold on with that and see what happens. So I believe we all have identified or have calculated to know our numbers that we are working with starting from today. I believe you have your numbers. You've calculated to know exactly what number you are working with in terms of your doing your analysis for the past week, what your maximum risks that you are working with this week. What I would say is just stay committed to it. Stay committed to it, and then if we discipline ourselves enough, because discipline is the only or is the center of all that we are doing. We need to discipline ourselves to be able to move to the next level. We need to discipline ourselves to be able to move to the next level. It is a kind of war within our mind, and it is through discipline that we can win this war in our minds. It is through us disciplining ourselves, doing what we need to do, and then holding on to what we need to do. That is what will keep us and push us to the next level. Yeah. As I said, it is a war in our minds, so we shouldn't allow our thoughts to hold us back. The traits that we took in the past that might not have gone well, we shouldn't allow it to force us to do certain things or cause us to hesitate when we see an opportunity. Now, what we do now is what is going to determine the future. The past is gone, so we have to operate out of the imagination, out of our imagination, and not in our memories. So imagine yourself getting over this level to a higher level. That is where you have to operate from, not operating from your memory, not operating from the things that has gone off in the past. So think of where you are now, and then see yourself in the next level, and based on that you take action now. You do the things that you need to do now to push yourself to the next level. But you shouldn't operate based on the memories of the past. The memories of the past, which some of them has formed some limiting beliefs, which is not helping us. We have to get away from them. We have to get away from them. So NAS is still holding here at this level. Holding here at this level. I could push my stop loss above my entry here. But again, I'm just in a position where I don't want to be kicked out before the trade works. So this is the risk that I have accepted. So I will, rather than moving it now, just hold on a bit to see if it's able to push further up from here. We don't know what exactly will happen, but we have taken this trade based on it being a high probability trade. Price is above the 200 moving average. Price is above the 50 moving average. Then we were in a wide state. We were in a wide state here. There, it's pulled back went back to the Y state, pushed down again to test on the 200 moving average, creating a narrow state. So from here that we took our initial entry, price pulled back, tapped us out on the break-even level, so I re-entered a position. So this is the second position that we are hoping it pushes up from here, but it looks like it's just holding and coming back to our entry level, holding and coming back to our entry level. So we'll see what happens here. So one other thing we look out for is when there's a crossover, we expect price to pull back. So we could just take it as this pullback is as a result of this crossover here, where we had the first push down here, it went up back, now it has come back in between the closed in between the below the 20 and above the 50 moving average. So from here, if we get price to hold from this point on, we could get into another push up. We could have price pushing up again. Other than that, we'll wait and see what happens, because we don't know what will happen. We take the trade based on high probability. So as we can see, we have a high probability trade here. Price is on the uptrend. Again, you can see a left shoulder, if we can look at it in that sense as well. We have a first push up. This could be the head and this could be the right shoulder. So this could be the left shoulder, this could be the head, and this could be the right shoulder. But we are taking this trade based on the fact that price is above the 200, is above the 50 moving average, and we can see price has crossed above the moving average. The blue moving average, which is the 20 moving average, has crossed above the 50 moving average. So when this happens, we expect a pullback. So we believe this is the pullback, or it could be something else. So we take the risk, and if it works out, we enjoy it. If not, we shake ourselves. We move on to the next opportunity that we might find. So all we are doing here is just following the process. Following the process. as we all know, there have been a number of times or numerous times where, if we go through history, where if you go through your past trades, where we find the moving average crossing above, we normally have a pullback. So for us to do this with understanding, which is the best position you can find yourself in to do whatever you are doing with some level of understanding. If you don't understand it, you have to get some understanding. So what I'm saying is, the understanding we have is when price cross above, no, the moving average I'm talking about crosses above, the blue crosses above the yellow moving average, then we expect a pullback. So after the pullback, there's a high chance of price continuing to the upside or to where it's coming from. So we believe this is the pullback time, that price is just holding in between the 20 moving average, the blue line, and the 50 moving average, the yellow line. So from here, our anticipation is price shooting up to the upside. So we are coming from here, price came up here, pull back, and then to the upside. So that is our analysis. That is what we are anticipating. So we'll wait and see what happens. Okay, well, let's go back to Euro USD and see what is happening there. Yeah, so Euro USD pushed up from this narrow state we entered in. It pushed up from this narrow state we entered in, and as we can see, the blue moving average crossed above the 50. So when this happens, we expect price to pull back to the moving average again and then turn around and continue the upward move. So this pullback is understandable. We understand it's as a result of this crossover. It's as a result of this crossover. So if you took this trade, it got to the previous high here. So if you wanted, you could have taken your profit out from here. You see, you got to the previous high here and then pulled back to the moving average. But if you are holding it, you are holding it for this reason, that when we have this crossover, you expect price to pull back. So you either take your profit here and then retake it as price come for the test on the moving average, or pull back to the moving average and it's going back, you re-enter for the continuation. But as I say, we don't really know what will happen. We don't really know what will happen. So that's why we keep our stop loss in place. In case all our analysis that we have done does not play out the way we've thought it to be, we have our stop loss to protect us from losing too much of our capital. Then we'll pick ourselves up and then look for the next entry. Pick ourselves up and look for the next entry. And sometimes if for instance you get into a trade here, price moves to like you target here, it moves to this point, you take your profit out, you look for another opportunity, you enter, and maybe your anticipation is price getting to around this area or higher. If you maybe take profit here, look for another entry, ride with it, maybe gets to some point here, pulls back. So as it gets into the Y state, you take your profits. When it pulls back, you re-enter. By the time it gets to this level, you would have made much more compared to you holding on to probably one trade, or yeah, you could hold on to the first one and then just add up as it moves higher, and just add up. Let's see what's going on there. It looks like got taken out on NAS, so okay, so US 30 is traveling down. Yes, still traveling down to its narrow state. Traveling down to its narrow state. So NAS out, kind of taking us out. Yeah, this is the 5 minutes time frame. Let's look at it in 2 minutes. Yeah. So it looks like it pulled all the way back to the 200 moving average again. So now it looks like it has gathered some momentum. Let's see this momentum will break through this resistance level that has been keeping price there for some time. Let's see if it will break through it. So I had to re-enter, and just for the fact that seeing these wicks here, and then seeing the push up, that's the reason why I got back into it after being tapped out. So we'll see. So as I said, if your size, your lot size is a little bit too big for you, you have to reevaluate it and put in a smaller size, because it is the size, or your lot size, your position size, that will determine how successful you can be, or how it could also, if you do it wrongly, could also take you down. So let's put in the right sizes as we go through this journey, because there's no point over leveraging your accounts and then getting hits on it. So we'll see. Like Nas is just playing around this area, doesn't want to push further as we want it to. So it's still holding above this 200 moving average, still holding above it, and it's currently below the 20 moving average. So we'll see how it goes. We see how it goes, how it plays out here. So these are all part of the series of trades, series of the 20 trades, batches of 20 trades you take. So as I said, by the end of the 20, you should definitely be up. Should be higher than the balance you started from. So all you have to do is put in the right amount, the right size, and just follow it. So this chart, this is gold, which, as I said initially when we had a look at it, gold was somewhere here. I said, because it's in the wide state, I'm not interested in selling from this state. The best place is from here. So we can see how it turned around and looking to move to the narrow states again. So wide state we take profits, narrow state we enter for a ride. Once it's in the neutral states where price is like this, slanting, that's why we add up to our position. So the moment price took out this last green candle, you could have added onto your initial position. You either took from here or you took from here. So let's go back to NAS here. So we are back in profit on NAS. It's still holding here at this level. We need the blowers. We need the blowers to come and do their jobs, to blow the price up. Still in profit. I might just push my stop loss above my entry to break even. just to prevent another kicking out. So I've moved my stop loss above my entry to break even. If it decides to push back down again, I get taken out, so I look for another opportunity to ride. That is if it's still, the upside still looks appealing. Looks like I'm going to get kicked now. Yeah, it's better that way. I've got some money out anyway. But again, if I don't want to enter at this level, I'll just do this, because it looks like it's struggling. It's struggling at this point on. It looks like it's struggling at this point on, so I could just wait as price pushes itself above here, come back for a retest on this area as support, then I will look to get in around this area, just like we had something similar yesterday when we were on Zoom yesterday. If I could spot that area on Bitcoin last night, let's see, 1 hour. I think I boxed it in somehow. Saturday. Oh, that's a very nice move on Bitcoin to the upside. Just trying to spot a point I marked out yesterday. Nowhere near here. So it happened to be okay, this is Wednesday, way back. Happened to be price came back to the narrow sticks, and it was holding at that level, so I just boxed it in, just as I did today, saying that if it breaks above that area and come back for a retest, that is where I will be interested in going with it to the upside. And that's what happened. Yeah, it's somewhere on the chart, but can't find it. Sunday. Yeah, I can't find it, so just leave it. Okay, let's see what Nas is doing. Still playing out, or just holding? Yeah, still holding at that level anyway. So, oh, I hit all my drawings. That's why I couldn't find it. Probably. Okay, so now it looks like it's kind of giving a down push. So on the 5 minutes we can see a much clearer picture here. This is the 200 moving average. Price is just holding in between the 50 moving average and just around the 20 moving average. So as I said, on the 2 minutes it looks a bit up and down there, but on the 5 minutes it looks much clearer. So this is the 15 minute as well. It's all up on the upside. It just keeps pulling back and back and back. So we just hold on and see if it gives us a better option or opportunity we can hop on. But currently it's just holding. This is US 30. US 30. Let's see, it's in 5 minutes. So as I explained the other day, if we get price in the white state, we could get into it, look for an event and then get into it to trade it back to the narrow state. But sometimes it's better not to expect too much, as it is in an upward trend, and then if you're taking it in a white state, it will be more of a counter trend. So if you go in for that kind of trade, the most you go in for is about 50% of its initial move. Let's say you go in for, you enter on this, at least as price covers from here, from this move, you can see how price got to the 50% halfway of this move from here to the top, to the Y states. It covered halfway of it, then began to push up again and pull back to this zone. But mostly you should look out for at least 25% area or 50%. Don't expect too much in a counter trend trade, because it could end up being something else. But in any way, once you get into it and then you're in profit, just cover yourself, move your stop loss above your entry. So in that case, if any sudden move comes up, you bag some profits rather than giving it all and then going into minus. But mainly, the best thing is to follow the price as it's in an upward trend or a downward trend. So these times that we are together here, it might not look very appetizing, but sometimes once we finish the live session and then you see some beautiful opportunities coming up. So once you are finished here, it doesn't mean you take your eye off the chart. Keep monitoring it and then grab any best opportunity that you can spot and ride with it. That's what happens most of the time anyway. So this time around, if it's a bit rough and then we are not getting a very good setup, you just watch out as the day goes by and then look out for a better opportunity, better entry. Because this is the kind of trades that we look out for. A trade like this in a narrow zone, in a narrow state, you get into it and then you have a ride up. Not this type of trades where you get in and then it's just up and down, up and down. We don't want that kind of trades. This is US30. If I go on NAS, it's looking very messy on there. So look at NAS 2 minutes. This kind of move or this kind of area, we don't want this kind of trades. What we want is something like this. Something like this. So the best thing is to try to stay away from areas of the charts which looks something like this. When you see it's been a bit spiky, this a bit rough like this, stay away, and then wait for better entries, something like this where you have smooth move, smooth ride. Another smooth ride. Yeah, so sometimes when we come together like this, we kind of find ourselves in areas like this. But as I said, if we wait and keep on monitoring it, we'll find a better entry later on. So our meeting here is more or less helping us to spot the right opportunity. See this one here, price is above the 200 moving average. It was above the 20 moving average, went into a wide state, then began a downward move to move back to the narrow state. So once it come back to the narrow state and you spot an opportunity, this tail bar here, this bottoming tail bar here, and you get price taking it out near the 200, it's an area to get involved in. Or you could get into it as price. If you want to wait and play it much safer, you may think, or you may say it's below the 20 moving average. But we know what is happening here. We know that it came from a narrow state to a wide state and then back to narrow state again. So from here you look to get a position to go for a ride. Yeah. So that is what we have, and we've done almost 1 hour 30 minutes. It's 4:30. So on this note, we will bring our live session today to a close here. As I said, we look for better entries. We look for better entries where we have price moving smoothly, not like the way NAS is doing here. It's a bit choppy. We don't like movement like this. So later on, after the session, if you find any smooth move up or down, look for an opportunity to hop on. Look for an opportunity to hop on. So in the midst of this choppiness, we can see price came to this point, came to test it at the 200 level, pushed up, came to test it again, forming a W. Forming a W. So for instance, if in the midst of all this, if you see something like this, it's an opportunity to hop on. As we can see, price taking out here. So if we have a double test on the 200, it's a good stuff. As again, this is an area price has been struggling to cross over as well. So at least if you're able to catch it here, you have your entry way below this area, so you can easily move your stop loss above it. But nevertheless, if we get things like this, it's more sweeter, it's more nice moving on moves like this, moving with moves like this. So let's keep our eye out on and see and get the best entry that we can get. Yeah, so there are a lot of lots of opportunities that comes up. It's just a matter of getting the right one and then hopping on it. Then from there, the rest will be history. So because over here it just kept on moving up and down, that's why I said I'd rather wait. If it breaks above this area, this structure, area of support, area of resistance, sorry, breaks above this area of resistance, come back to test it as a support, then I will ride with it. I'll ride with it. We had a similar issue on Bitcoin yesterday. It was in a state like this, and then I just drew my line that said if it crosses above the boxed area, come back for a retest, I will hop on. So that's exactly that happened. But with that said, it might not happen at all times. But that is what we are waiting for. If we see something like that, that's what we engage ourselves into. Because you don't want to be in a mess, an area of a mess like this where it goes up, comes back, goes up, comes back. We want to enjoy the smooth rides, not bumpy ones. So what we have to do is try our best to get out of places like that where it will be consolidating, or it will be in a trading range. So when I spot a trading range, this is what I normally do. I will box it in and then wait for price to get out of that range. Once it gets out of the range, it surely comes back to test it as a floor or as an area of support, which was previously an area of resistance. So once it breaks through the resistance, it comes back to test it as a floor or as a support. So that is where we look for events, and then we ride with it to the upside. The same way, if it pulls below the area that we are looking at, the area we've boxed it in, and it breaks below, come back to test it as a resistance, we look out to ride with it downward. Yeah, so that is how we play it. That is how we play it. That is how we play it. So always look out for which states of the markets you are in before you trade. So from the narrow states, move to the wide states. From the wide states, it moves to the narrow states. So keep your eye on that and then ride with the trend as it moves. Ride with the trend as it moves. So, any questions, ladies and gents? Any questions at all? If you have any question, you can pop it in the chats. I'll quickly answer it before we sign off today. Before we sign off today. If there is no question, all I'll say is thank you very much for being on today with me on this live session. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you, and thank you once again. We hope to pick it up on another time and then move on from there. But as I said, we mostly get some nice moves after this time onwards, from this time on the indices. So if you look out for some of these moves where they are not moving up and down at the same spots or the same area, it's always nice to hop onto a trade that is moving smoothly in one direction. So keep your eye on the charts, and then I'm sure you'll find something that you will ride with it. You will ride with it to make some more profits as we go along. So as we can see, price is pushing up above around this area. So what I'm waiting for is a push up above this area of resistance, price coming back to test this area of resistance as supports, then ride with it to the upside. So on that note, thank you so much. Thank you very thank you for all of you being here with me. See you another time. Boom.